Cool. All right. Where's thing? Thing. There we go. Aloha. I am the Sullivan. I am the destroyer of futures, the ruiner of GPAs, the destructor of dreams, the blah, 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 blah. At least that's what a lot of folks are going to tell you. Because, A, there's a lot of kids who don't like trying. And B, the last year and a half has been absolutely craptacular. So, if you heard anything from the last year and a half, that was literally a person so different that I hated him. Because, let's get the elephant out of the room right now. COVID sucks. We ain't out of the woods yet, not even close. The only reason there's not a mask mandate in my room right now, twofold. A, our administration, for reasons we will leave to speculation, expressly told everyone in the district there would be zero accommodation for anyone with a disability. 2, look around the school. What are we at, like 2% mask usage? 2 days ago, I was in a theater with 400 educators. I counted 5 masks. My boy just started preschool today. Guess what's not there? We're at the point right now of F it. My kids are gonna get COVID. I know they are. Because I live in South Dakota, this is a foregone conclusion. They will get it. Because of the sheer amount of exposure, my wife and I will get the breakthrough infection. I'm a double med asthmatic. Y'all know the smoke has been rolling around for the last 6 weeks? In a normal year, on a normal day, my control meds are so good that I might have to use my rescue inhaler once or twice a month. Just from the smoke in the air, I've been using them 5 to 6 times a day. It feels like I've got a rock in my chest. I'm constantly coughing crud up. That is the definition of immunocompromised. Last year, I was the only staff member in the district with a legally binding mask mandate for my classroom. And I had to fight for it because of politics. I had to spend 7 weeks, 2 union representatives, and 2 attorneys to get a mask mandate in my room to just let me survive. You saw what happened in this school last year. After we came back from our holiday break, everyone just kind of threw up their hands and said, F it, right? So last year was without a doubt the worst of my career. Because every day I looked at a sea of 90% plus people actively threatening my survival and my family. So I was not a happy person. This year, oh well, here we go. I put my plans in motion. I gotta hope that I'm not one of the 0.2% that gets hospitalized. And that's it. That's how Spearfish is. So we'll get that out of the way. Now that we are just kind of in yeet mode, I'm just going to run things like I did for the last, well, not last year, the prior 12 years. Which means, hi y'all, I'm probably going to screw around more than you because I do not stand on formality in this room. And you will find that real quick. You got a dubious honor of being on both sides of lunch. Like you guys are white 2 and maroon 3. You're going to like maroon 3 days because maroon 3 days, you get to spend your entire lunch block going all the way over to Culver's so you can get the good ice cream, come back and just mow it down while we're doing polynomials. I don't care. Okay, you're going to find out my room is very, very informal. Odds are I'm going to say and do things that I shouldn't. And what happens in Sullivan's room stays in Sullivan's room, except it also goes on YouTube. The black part right there. All my classes are live streamed. They're live streamed and then they upload as VODs afterwards. If you miss class for any reason, poke the link in plan book, you get to watch class. There you go. We're going to talk a lot more about it, but I want you to know that in here, I want you to just relax. Okay? A lot of people got a pretty iffy relationship with math, and it's usually because somewhere along the way, they had a math teacher who just did it wrong. Here's 2 examples. Here's 45 minutes. Get to it. Had a math teacher who threw you on a computer and said, that's what we're doing today. And then that's it. That's all they did. Had a teacher who told you, well, maybe you're just not good at math. Or you asked them a question because you genuinely didn't get it, and they responded with scorn and derision and told you, why weren't you paying attention? Why don't you understand this? Usually that's why kids go from I can do math to I really hate math and I don't want to be here. I'm only here because I have to. I don't want this to be that place. I want it to be as relaxed and chill as possible. I want you to be able to ask as many questions as you want. I tell kids that I am brutally honest. I will be honest with you with everything that you could possibly ask me, except for amorous activity. I don't want to share that, and you don't want to know. Okay, you guys have horrible vocabulary. Amorous refers to interpersonal relation. Y'all read a dictionary. Jeez. Okay. We got to get through a few things. A, did you all do the clever sign up last block? Yes. Why not? Choir? Art? Okay. All right, we got to do the thing. We're going to go through it real quick. Okay. Y'all got your laptops. Please tell me you have turned them on because half the laptops in the building are dead right now. If they are dead and you have to move so you can plug stuff in, let me know. We're going to be bookmarking a few things, making sure that you know where everything is. Okay. So, everyone open up your laptop, get logged in, get into Chrome. If you have not already done the clever thing, I'm going to go fast. Okay, you all know that in the past you always had to get assigned books, right? Whether you had to get assigned a specific login and added into a book. You've all probably had that class where you had to tell the teacher, like, yeah, mine's not working. And they had to call the tech office and have them upload you into the system and all that, blah, 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 right? Or you had the teacher who just did not give any two fornications about it, the process, and they instead just gave you a redemption code and told you to sign up on your own. All of that's gone. Up in the top corner here of Chrome, there is an extension that's got a little puzzle piece that brings you to Clever. Also, if you go to any of the class pages on my site, the online book registration button will bring you here. But you poke the thing, there's a chair there, it'll bring you to Clever. Okay? When you go to Clever, you log in with your school Google account. You don't have to type the full email address. It's whatever goes before the @ your username, and your regular password. You log in with your Google account. Once you are in, it is now a single sign-on portal. Just leave that tab open. because now you don't need to log into any other site. You don't need to be assigned a textbook. If you switch classes, you don't have to worry about switching out redemption codes. It's tied to your Infinite Campus registration. So I didn't have to do diddly. Y'all are all automatically in the book. You already have online access to all of your books. You scroll on down after you get in, and there is a bunch of links. We are in, they keep changing it. Like Pearson, it used to be called Pearson Realize. Now they're calling it Syllabus Easy Bridge. Honestly, Syllabus, what the crap? It sounds like a hemorrhoid medication or something. Like they just make up letters and vowels and throw them together. Okay. For itchy, watery eyes, try Syllabus. Okay, it sounds weird. Here's the deal. If you did not last hour sign in to a Pearson distributor book, we're just going to have to do one extra step. When you click on that Syllabus Easy Bridge, it's going to have you, now mine is already set up, it's going to have you pick the book you're in. That's it. It's like an extra 5 seconds. But you have to set up EasyBridge first, where you pick the book you're in. You pick the Algebra 2 book, not the pre-calc book. Okay? And if we need help doing that, whatever. If you got to do it, you got to do it. Off to the side here, like these are the different things that come from the Syllabus program. We're going to be in Realize. So Syllabus, EasyBridge, Realize, we're in the book. Now after that, you should just, from then on, be able to click a button and you're in the book. So I've got both of mine up here because I have Algebra half this year. Holy crap. Y'all know that White 4 is like the worst block of the school year, right? Everyone's just drained. We don't care. Guess who's got 28 freshmen for Algebra half? Yeah! Get her done. Is everyone at the book? Got to make sure everyone's at the book. Okay, cool. Step 1. Choose your language. If you want a book in a different language, you go right ahead. Profile icon, and then location. So whatever you choose, and then just let's go. There you go. You now have access to the online book. We're good. Good. We're good. We're good. Come on, show me that good stuff. We got to make sure that everyone's in. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 Yes. Okay.
I think I got it.
We think we got it. Good. Good. Cool. All right. So at the beginning here, I just want to get all of the like administrative housekeeping junk out of the way first. So cool. You're all in Pearson. You all got access to the book. I want to give everyone access to a physical book if they want it, because you know what? Sometimes what happens when your Wi-Fi craps out? Right? What happens when how many of you dumped the pop on your laptop last year? How many of you got the blue screen of death when you're trying to do your homework? Oh crap, there's like, I got to have my English project in tomorrow that I procrastinated on for 4 weeks. And then computer goes, right? I want you to have a physical copy of the book, so at least you got backup. While you're in the building, you do not need that. Bring your book home, leave it at home. Unless you're one of those people that just likes having the physical book instead of looking at the screen. Use it to prop up the corner of your bed. I don't care. Just bring that book back at the end of the semester. All right? And then for the few of you that we didn't have any because there were 24 books there 2 days ago. Someone came and stole my books. So, we got that. Books out of the way. Clever's out of the way. Cool. Next one. I would like everyone to go. You can either find it through the school district's website or just type in solvingclasses.weebly.com. Bookmark it. Everything that you need for this class is there, and as we go through stuff today, you're going to find out just exactly how much is there. I am not joking when I say it is all there. Okay? Oddly enough, we have a new content filter this year. I had to go talk to our tech office because they had Weebly itself under a private site filter, and it had to get blocked. So now you should all be able to get there. Okay? All right. We got the basics. So, tennis books. Okay. All right. We'll start with. It's also on the back. There is no S. Sullivan Classes, no space, no S, .weebly.com. If Yo, Point Break. It's up there in the back. Okay. First, I'm going to try to get through everything. I hate day number 1. I apologize on behalf of me. I hate day 1 because it's just a lot of talking. Day 1, I want to front load as much as possible so there are no questions. Also, if you go to under classes, come on. It's a drop-down menu, but it doesn't let me do that on here. If you go to our Algebra 2 page, A, the button, that'll bring you to Clever. B, remind. You know what? Let's just get that out of the way right now. Who here has not used Remind before? I think we're at the day and age when the vast majority of people have. Okay, naturally. Okay, Remind, either an app that you can download or just through regular text SMS, or you can just go to remind.com and just sign in with an email. Okay, so you do not need a phone, you do not need a device to do anything in this class, but if you got one, I'm telling you right now, sign up. Okay, at F21 Alg 2, Fall 21, Algebra 2. That is the class join code. If you want to do it just through text SMS, I recommend the app if you have the ability to use it, because the app is just like any other messaging app that you might have. I don't know. Does anyone use Kik and Line anymore, or is that all just pedos? Yeah. Okay. That was the last message app that I used. But that was like 4 or 5 years ago when I was playing competitive Clash of Clans. Okay. So we actually started the War League. Yeah, it was pretty cool. We used to have to do arranged wars where you would monkey with your team's stats, and you would have to be in contact with the team in Germany to simultaneously find a war, so you could match. But there was all the spreadsheet crap for it, and yeah, good times, good times. Then I had a kid. Then I had to get rid of it. Games in general. So either the app, it's at F21L2, or you can send to the number 81010 that same code, and it'll put you in the class. You're going to want to be in the class because, A, every day I send out your assignment with a link to the video for class. This right now is being live streamed. Right now. The link to the Algebra 2 playlist is right there. So if you miss class for any reason, you didn't miss class. You're gone for golf all day. You're gone for a band and choir competition. You're gone for grandma's dead because we don't respect COVID. You're gone for any number of things. You're just taking a mental health day. You have class right there. Okay? And I will always send that on remind. A live feed of everything that I send out to the entire class will show up on our class page. So don't say, I don't have my phone, so I couldn't do the homework. Go to the page. I send out the assignment there, and oh, look at that, plan book's right there. If you're one of those kids that likes to do the log in to plan book and have all of your stuff organized there, I know Miss Washka pushes that real hard. The join code for it, right there. Okay. So the join code for plan book, the join code for remind, everything that you need to be connected to this class is right there. But you don't have to do the join into plan book if you want for my class because there's an embedded feed of it right there on our page. Okay, if you click these in-class lesson videos right now, it's going to go blank because it's for last year. And honestly, at the end of last year, I nuked my entire website and my YouTube channel and started over because that's 18 months of my life I don't want to remember. So, yes? Oh, 176, 46, 44. I mean, the link is literally right here. Just click the link. So, okay, so we got everyone in the book. We hopefully got everyone in Remind. We got plan book if you want it. Also on our page. We're going to get into this in a little bit, but that link to Google Drive, that is everything you need for this course. Every bit of notes, every supplemental handout that I might have, including all of the solutions for every homework problem you will ever do. Solutions. Not answers, solutions. In a few short years, the majority of you are going to be in some sort of college class. Life hack. Type in the ISBN number on the back of your book with the words solution manual on eBay. I don't care how beat up and highlighted and dog peed on that book is, get it. Because how much easier is it to understand stuff if you do the problem, you know you got it wrong, you go and look at the correct solutions, you look at someone else's work and you're like, oh, okay, parentheses, gotcha. And then you're good. How many times has that been it, where you just missed that little thing? I want you to have the solutions. I want you to use them. And it's all right there on our Google Drive folder. Okay? They should also be linked. The material folder will also be linked in Planbook. So it's in like 9 different places. Okay, it's in 2 places. That was an exaggeration. What? It's not bringing you there? Yeah.
I wasn't even typing.
Oh. All right. I'll monkey with it. The link itself might be wrong. I got to double check. Okay. All right. I'll go play with it a little bit later. I mean, again, like I said, That's a convenience. Plan book's right here. Okay? That's a convenience. I will make sure that works, but it's right here. Also, any assignments, including links to the YouTube video for class, it's going to be right here. Okay? Which will also show up on your phone. So, that stuff out of the way. You got to bear with me on my bouncing ball here. All right. So, generally, the classroom, the environment, I said I want it to be informal. I want it to be relaxed. I want you to be able to focus on learning, not around all the other crap that usually goes with learning. Our educational institutions do not play the live stream right now. That's just weird. Freshman. Nah, freshman's a mentality. I'm going to call you freshman. So.
That's another freshman.
Yeah, besides, I was in the wrong class. I was in the cheers.
I didn't take
whole lecture. I don't
Ahem. Would this be Brooke? Jaden. No, Brooke's over there. Jaden's over there. I put the asterisk on the wrong thing.
I didn't even realize she was talking about geometry the whole time.
Okay, so anyway, reel it back in. What you're going to find out real quick in here, I do not stand on formality. I'm not big on professionalism. Professionalism, as defined, is usually just a code of constraints for behavior to make you think and act and do exactly like the neurotypicals want you to. I learned really early in my career to just be me. Kids can smell a fake. You know that teacher that's trying to act prim and proper, suit and tie, whatever, and it's obvious that they just don't give a flying fornication about what's going on right now, but they act a certain way. That's not me. I am just going to be genuinely me, and you got to deal with it. That means I also want you to be the same way. Okay, if I want to come over there and just smack him upside the head right now, I'm not gonna. But I expect the same of you. Just be yourself, so long as it is allowing us to do what we need to do. That means, you hungry? Eat. Gotta use bathroom? Go. Phone's ringing? You got a call from grandma? Step out in the hallway. Grandma, I'm trying to learn something. Okay? I want you... Okay. What I always say is, you're all nearly adults. 16 is the age of majority in most countries for a reason. I'm going to treat you like an adult until you show me I can. That means no seating chart. That means you come back from lunch on our Maroon 3 days and you want to mow down your pile of chicken nuggets while we're doing polynomials, cool, go for it. I don't care. I want you to feel comfortable. For like 4 years straight, I had one of the Murray girls sitting right there, first period math, mowing down a bowl of Reese's Puffs. There's a pantry cabinet right there. You can leave your food in there if you want. Fridge is right there, microwave's right there. I had a kid who left his bag of microwavable mini pancakes in there. Go for it! I don't care. Yes, right there. It's actually kind of grody right now because I didn't clean it over summer. But, yo, I want you to feel comfortable in here. You make a mess, clean it up. Guys, the dude persuasion. Your bathroom is disgusting because dudes are disgusting. That's why you don't get paper towels. No, every Every public space that I've ever been in that has males under the age of 25 in it, they throw them in the urinals and pee on them and plug them up because they think it's funny. That's so stupid and disgusting, and that's why you don't get paper towels. So you're going to have to ask one of the ladies to go get some for you. You spill something, cleaned up. That's all I want. Okay? If it's an issue, like if you're trying to light a souffle on fire in my room, okay, now we got a problem. You're going to mow down your Big Mac and do quadratics? Cool. I'm okay with that. All right? Yeah. Now here's the deal. Y'all big kids, I'm pretty sure you're potty trained by now. You understand how stuff works. If you are disappearing for 15, 20, 25 minutes in the middle of class, either A, get that checked out, or B, y'all, that's another thing, just so I know who's gone, just leave your phone on the table or something and then walk out. Trust me, I'm quicker in the bathroom if I don't have my phone. Everyone knows the bathroom's just your modern phone booth, right? You know how many times I've walked into a bathroom and I've seen a kid just standing there watching Netflix? Okay? The fact that you whipped your head over and stared at him when I said that is kind of funny. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So, I am not, okay, phones. That's another thing. I'm not going to be, nine und Stackenbach and whatever, yelling at you about phones. There's no phone caddies. There's none of that kind of garbage. Here, I am a functional adult. I will occasionally pull out my phone and check my texts from my wife. I might even go on Twitter. I talk to a lot of magic nerds. Okay. I might do that when all of my responsibilities have been dealt with. We've done the thing up here. You're all working on a problem. No one has any questions. I walked around the room and you're all just in the zone. I'm like, okay, cool. Moron. And then I'll get back on with my life. I want you to do the same. Because in a few short years, the majority of you are going to be in some form of employment or college class where you got a computer here, your phone here, Mountain Dew, Pop-Tarts, your friend over here, you're both hungover from last night, and you got some 68-year-old instructor down here who stopped giving a rip about anything because co-eds don't like him anymore. And you're trying to focus on that and maintain the balance. How are you going to do that if we keep taking away your phones like you're in 5th grade? You have to learn how to manage. And you're not going to manage it if we take it away. Now, if I'm up here trying to show you something and I see you assuming the position, I'll say, hey, knock it off. Cool. If you keep doing it, tell you what, I know I could name, I ain't gonna, 2 specific kids who were in my Algebra 2 last semester who should have gotten a letter higher than they did. And it's because they were on their phone all the time. They weren't hurting anyone else. They weren't distracting anyone else. They were obviously not engaged with the material. I know they could have had an A or a B. I know they could have. They're a sharp kid. You made a choice. Okay? So long as it's not distracting anyone else, I don't care. Basic materials. If, for any reason, you do not have lunch, you do not have breakfast, the school has free lunch and breakfast program for everyone, again. But if for some reason you just don't got food, you got any diabetics in here? Anyone? I always keep a stash of candies on hand. Juice. Okay. Breakfast, lunch, and basic hygiene products are all in that cabinet right there, the green one that says freebies underneath the calculator. If you need anything at any time, whether you are in my class or not, whether you're a student of mine or not, come in and take what you need. I still think it's absolute garbage that we don't have any products in our ladies' bathrooms. We have toilet paper in there. What's the difference? Basic need. So, neurodivergent safe zone, meaning if you have ADHD, if you have schizophrenia, bipolar, OCD, or if, like me, you are autistic, you speak in my language, okay? If you know what autism is, social, communication, and sensory integration issues. You're going to notice I have a lot of awkward pauses in my speech. I struggle maintaining eye contact. I'm going to say and do a lot of things because my filter sucks. Here's the thought, here it goes, never coming back. I did not mean to just rip you in front of the class like that. I'm sorry. It just came out. Oops. But I respect it. I had a kid a couple years ago. I said something. He had a comeback. Oh man, it was good. Like he burned me hard. And the whole class was like, they're just waiting for me to launch across the room and like strangle the kid. And I come up to him like, dude, high five. That was freaking awesome. That was great. You got me. You got me. I earned that. Okay. It's going to happen. Basically, what happens in Sullivan's room stays in Sullivan's room and YouTube. Um, I'm going to be different. You might see me wandering down the hallways stimming. You know what stimming is? Anyone? Where I'm just doing this. This just helps me focus. Okay? Or any number of that bucket of fidgets up there, which, by the way, are available for anyone who wants to borrow them. I can always tell when there's a chemistry test because I have a flood of kids come down here borrowing calculators and fidgets because they're stressed out. This helps me to regulate my physical presence. What neurodivergence is, it's literally like having it is your brain wired differently. It is a different phenotype of the human species. That's it. It's no disorder. There's no genetic this. There's no environmental that. It is literally just the difference between brown hair and blonde hair. It is my brain is wired differently. So I'm going to act a little different than you're used to. Deal with it. I'm also done with trying to mask that neurodivergence to make other people comfortable. I'm just going to be me. If you're uncomfortable with it, that's on you, not me. I might be walking around the room flapping my hands or fingers. Deal with it. If I'm doing something that just genuinely annoys the living crap out of you, though, like my favorite fidget is 2 quarters, flipping them. Grind, clink, grind, clink, grind, clink. Okay, yeah, that would tick anyone off. That's the forbidden fidget in my house. My wife won't let me anymore. So if there's something like that, okay, yeah, I get it. Tell me. Cool. But if there's anyone in here who just has that preoccupation with, now, as kids, you probably don't know if you're neurodivergent or not. There's a lot of people who don't get diagnosed until they're adults. How many in here right now, the legs bouncing? Who chews the hair? Who bites the fingernails? Who picks at the nails? Who has that one spot on the corner of your computer that you always pick at? Who has that phone case? You know, just flop the corner off. Who plays with that pop socket over and over and over and over and over? Okay? There's any number of little things. It means I also have trouble with crowds. I don't like noises. I have to wear earplugs to even go to a staff meeting. I just have to because it's too much. Y'all know Wolverine? Okay? It's like my senses are cranked up to an 11. Sometimes it's cool. I get to overhear things that kids really don't want me overhearing. I know more about your personal life than you really want me to. Oh man, there's one kid, like, yeah, right, you don't know stuff. And I look at her and like, I hear you like hammocks. and she turned about as red as your shirt because I overheard that she had a important life moment in a hammock. I hear things. Okay? Be careful what you're talking about in my room. Okay? Be careful. But other times it means that I'm severely overwhelmed. You notice lights in the front of my room are all, the bulbs are just gone. I just took them. It's too bright. This is the only day of the year that you're going to see my smartboard not inverted colors because it's too bright. It hurts my eyes. Okay? Smells. Smells are a big thing for me, both as an asthmatic and as an autistic. If you in the back row and just got way too much perfume on, or one of those guys that thinks that a can of Axe is somehow going to score him a mate because that's what the commercial on YouTube told him. Okay? I might just kick you out of class. Every year I've got to kick at least one out of each class so kids just understand. Because A, it's severely overwhelming for me. I can't concentrate. I can't focus. You can be 20 feet away from me and it feels like you squirted it straight up my nostrils. 2, I'm an asthmatic. It actually triggers asthma attacks, especially perfume and alcohol, or perfume and cologne, because it usually has an alcohol base to it. That's why propellants, you guys know, you've all seen the warning on there that says don't throw this in fire because alcohol kind of goes boom. Okay? Anything that's a spray usually has an alcohol propellant. That smell just wrecks me. Like, put me in the hospital wrecks me. So, please, just be considerate. I want my room, look, if the door's open, come in, anytime. And I mean that in the most sincere way. I don't care if you're in my class or not. You know the number of times that I was up here blathering on away about partial fractions or something, and I had Paige walk in here and microwave her popcorn and walk out? Cool. I don't care. Make everyone else in the room drool. That's funny. You know the number of times that I've been teaching about systems of equations and I got a senior literally passed out on my couch? They had a free block. They came in, they grabbed the blanket, and they disappeared for an hour. Okay. I don't care. I want you to feel comfortable in this space. That also means my room is always open for lunch. This little thing right here, this is a typical lunch in my room, except last year. Because I also have game club. I'm big into the nerdy stuff. If you like gaming of any kind. We do every Tuesday and Thursday after school. We have a Discord server. We have kids in here for lunch, Spartan time, Magic, D&D, tabletop games. Got like 100 of them. And I'm not talking like, this ain't like playing checkers with grandma. I'm talking about trailer park wars, where if you have Candy the chain smoking stripper, she's worth 2 pink flamingos if you have the cigarette vending machine in your trailer park, not 1. And then when that person ticks you off, you can throw a Molotov beer can at their trailer. Like, how? I want to do fun stuff. So that also means if I don't got a class going on, you want to come in here and just geek out, go for it. If you are alienated by your friend group right now and just need a space away from everyone, come in here for lunch, go hide out in the corner, throw on your headphones, watch Netflix. Cool. I'm okay with it. All right? My house is your house. I said I'm going to treat you like an adult until I can't, until you show me I can't. But there are a few very small rules, and they are the most basic of basic. I will not tolerate any form of misogyny, homophobia, transphobia, racism, misinformation, supremacy. I will not tolerate it. You are welcome to have those opinions. I will defend your right to have those opinions. But as soon as you start with those opinions in my class that infringe upon another person's right to exist as they want to exist without doing anything to you, we got problems. That includes respecting everyone else. That includes respecting their chosen name, pronouns, and identity. You don't get to decide who another person is. They decide. That will be shut down hard in my room, and you will leave. Prejudice of that kind is not allowed in here. I went through all of my sensory stuff. When I say respect, I also mean respect yourself. I'm really bad at that. I have a lot of disparaging, self-disparaging humor. I make fun of myself a lot. Anyone who has ever cracked a joke at their own expense knows that it is a coping mechanism. If I make fun of myself, then they can't make fun of me. I did it first. But what I don't want to hear is someone say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm stupid." I don't ever want to hear you tell another person, "Dude, you're dumb. Why would you even ask that, you moron?" No. This should be a place where you can ask questions freely and not be scared someone's going to rag on you for it. Okay? Respect yourself and others. That's it. Those are my rules. Everything else is go for it. Not sure? Ask. And we're good. Okay, the part that everyone wants to go to, the one that's meat and potatoes that everyone's all about, they want to know how my grade's going to work in here. Because we're just dead set on numbers and letters and transcripts and blah, blah, blah. So, let's get that out of the way. Womp, 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 womp. No, I don't want a backpack. Stupid ads. All right, you'll see it. Okay, don't worry about the stuff on the right. On the left, that's 6 years of Algebra 2 performance. Y'all heard of the bell curve before? C is normal. C is normal. D, not so good. B, not so bad. F, that sucks. A, you're a rock star. Like, that's what letters were supposed to mean. Y'all know what a GPA is, grade point average. A GPA of 1 means you average a D. 2 is a C, 3 is a B, 4 is an A. 4.0 means I get A's in everything. What would you guess the national average GPA is?
2.2, 2.3.
3.2. 3.2. Think about if you've ever been in any competition, drama, music, sports. Does it make sense that the average person on your team is a starter? The typical person on your team can go out there and be your starting running back. It doesn't make sense. Nationwide, we have an average GPA of B honor roll. I want you to think about everyone that you know in the classes that you've been in. Do you think the average kid that you've been around is a B student? C is supposed to be normal. Okay? Now I want you to pay attention though. Last year I made some changes in my grading and assessment structure. I did everything I could to make sure that we had as little stress as possible. We'll talk about how the actual assessment happens, but look at what changed. As soon as you remove the stress the anxiety from, I need to do this thing, oh crap, I'm going to fail, or I want my grades to be good, or, oh no, there's a test on Monday. As soon as you get rid of that, it's amazing what kids accomplish. So that's what you're kind of running into. Now, take a look at pre-calc on the other hand. The difference is kids in Algebra 2 usually have to be in Algebra 2, right? How many juniors are in the room taking the class because you got to take the class? Okay? It happens. So you get a little bit of that. Grades. 10% of your grade. Notes and homework completion. Emphasis on that word, completion. Just doing what you're supposed to. In my class, I try to give as many examples as possible. You all know that teacher that was just like, here's 2 examples. You get an hour to work on your homework. And everyone stares at each other and has no clue what's going on. Half a year playing games instead. No one's learning a thing. And then the next day, you come back and they go through stuff, and now you actually learn because you're going through the problems that people had. No. In my class, we're usually going to go buzzer to buzzer, no homework time. Because I want to give you as many examples as possible. You all picked up the packet of notes. Every example we do in class, you have written down because that's what we're doing in class. You turn that in every time we take a quiz. I just mark it down that you did it. That's it. Notes and assignments. Your assignments themselves. I do so many examples in class because I don't want you to have a boatload of homework. You should not have to spend 90 minutes in a math class and then go home and do 90 minutes of homework. That's stupid. You have a life outside the building. Go live it. Now, whether that's being in activities, whether that's getting a job, whether that's Rocket League, I don't care. Have fun. Okay? So for me, the majority of my assignments, if you are not distracted, don't have your significant other over here, heavy petting, you don't have your little siblings that you got to watch, you don't have Netflix in front of you, you put your phone away, leave those streaks for later, okay? If you're actually focusing on your assignment, 15, 20 minutes, maybe, that's what it should be. If your assignment takes you 30 or more minutes and you're actually dialed in, something is wrong. Sure it was. If my 4-year-old was in the room, he'd be like, you do that in a potty. He yells at everyone, and this is first day of preschool, so that's going to be a fun conversation. I want you to just do as much as you can in class. I'm going to give you like 8 or 10 problems that are just like the stuff we did in class, maybe a little bit of application, and say, cool, do you understand what we did in class? Great, awesome, you're done. 10% of your grade, notes and homework, completion only. I said that I have all the solutions up there. Homework is not scored and graded in the gradebook. It's completion only, because homework doesn't tell me what you know. Homework is where you're practicing. Homework is where you're first learning. For anyone who's ever been in a sport in here, how many times has someone upchucked in Hell Week? Preseason practice. Oh man, we did Burma Road in high school. You set up your tackling dummies and staggered on either side of 10-yard mark, and you'd have to run. Hit it as hard as you can. No, you're being, stop it. You're holding back and get it, okay? You do that all 12. You're about to die. Cool. Come back and do it again. You know how many kids upchuck during that every time? Do I want that on my season record? You don't put your practice as a part of your assessment. Homework doesn't tell me what you know. It tells me what you know, what your friend knows, what your brother knows, what your mom knows, what Google knows, and what Slater still remembers. You're going to start getting stuff in this class that Slater can't do. Okay? Homework doesn't tell me what you know. It's for you to practice so you know it. So it's not a graded part of your, it's not an assessment. It's not valid. I just do it as a completion to say, cool, you doing what you're supposed to? All right, here's a freebie. What does go in is every day at the beginning of class, we're going to do a daily quiz. I'm going to throw 1 or 2 problems up here, middle of the road, C-level problem, like copy paste one of the examples from yesterday and say, we did it in class, you practiced a little bit on your own, cool, can you do it? You score it yourself. I'll go through the scoring every day. You're going to get really used to how they are. Like so many points for this, 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 and this. If you're not sure how to score it, ask. You score it yourself. I put those in the grade book every now and then. Cool. But I want you to be honest. Be honest with yourself. Boy, that's an awkward conversation with mom and dad when you're getting 90s on all of your daily quizzes and it says your homework, its completion, is also 90%, but you're just copying the solution manual. And then we get to the quiz and you're getting 62s. I get it every year. There's always that kid who thinks that they can just BS everything else and then the quiz comes around and they don't do so hot. Be honest. I want you to be honest. The daily quiz isn't for you to game the system. The daily quiz is a gut check. 5 points. Every day you should be rocking 4 or 5. If you get a 3, you better be asking questions. If you get 3s a couple days in a row, you better be in here during Spartan time asking questions. If you're getting 2s or 1s, that means something is horribly wrong. I said, I'll work with you if you work with me. You come in and say, I did not do the homework last night. I don't feel ready for the daily quiz. Don't do it. The video is going to be uploaded afterwards. Step out in the hall. Play some bubble shoot or something. I don't care. Have fun. And then come back in. Watch the video later. Do the daily quiz. When you're ready. When you are ready. Here's the number that freaks kids out. 70% your quizzes. A lot of kids will hear 70% on tests and they go, oh boy, I'm screwed. A lot of kids get worried about that. We'll talk about it in a minute. You're good. Don't worry about it. 10% is the final. The final is cumulative, covers everything, and it's more of a border buster than anything because it's worth so little. It's kind of a, I am required by contract to give a final, so I have to give a final. Take the final. It might move you like 1.5%. That's it. Okay? It's not a big deal. Now, the assessments themselves. That's really small and blurry, but y'all kind of see it's almost identical. That's your review, that's your quiz. In here, the way that I have restructured my grading and assessment last year, and it worked so well and I loved it, is you will never have a big unit test in here. Y'all know that class that you're just like grinding for 3-4 weeks, and then here comes that just haymaker. Usually 3 days before the report card, right? That doesn't happen in here. We will do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of instruction, review and quiz in class. We will review this stuff together, 1 problem from each day, 1 a review of old material. As soon as we're done with that, take the quiz right there in class, no homework. And then the next day, instruction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of instruction, review and quiz. 5 days of instruction, review, quiz. 5 days of instruction, review, quiz. Doesn't matter where we are, that's just what it is. All semester long. You will never take a big unit assessment. You will never have a midterm. You will never have a giant chapter test. It is literally, hey, we're going to learn stuff. Every few days, I'm going to say, remember this stuff? Cool, do it. Then we're going to learn some stuff. Hey, remember this stuff we just did? Cool, do it. That's it, the whole semester. That is your test. But wait, there's more. On top of that, open notes, open everything. A real functional adult looks stuff up. Right now, everyone in here, think about the person you contact the most. Is that mom? Is that grandpa? Is that your best friend? What's her phone number? Come on, this is the human being that you depend on the most in the world. What's her phone number? The only reason I know my wife's is because I put it in as our code at Safeway. Right? Quick, what's the capital of Honduras? Right? Like, I honestly don't know. I'm an arrogant American. I don't know. Okay? All right, so real functional adults look stuff up. You know how many times I've gone and talked to our IT guys and they literally Googled the thing I just asked them? A lot of programmers, they're not coding from scratch. They're taking modules they already have and altering them. You bring your stuff into a mechanic. They don't just have to know everything. They're going to go look up the manual and, oh, why are they doing a metric bolt there? Okay, that's why. And then they get on with the job. I want you to do the same. Memorization is not how the real world works. So I want you using your notes on all assessments. So think about this. You get all of your notes from all of the stuff that we've done in class. I will give you what I call the holy sheet, my notes for every unit. Get it? Holy sheet. And we are going to do a review that looks just like the quiz immediately before you take the quiz that you can then use on the quiz. Number 3 looks like number 3. If number 3 is find the complex roots of this quartic, number 3 is find the complex roots of this quartic. You are never surprised in here. You know exactly what you're getting into, and you have the resources at hand because aren't you still doing it? You still have to do it. I want to see what you can do when you are given the full access to resources that you would have in any employment. Now is that 70% actually not so bad? Hey, guess what? I'm also a special ed teacher, which means I am huge on alternate assessment. Maybe just seeing a paper in front of you that says the word quiz sends you into a panic mode. Come in here when no one else is here. Come down during my prep. Come down during Spartan time when I just got some nerds in here playing Commander. And I will throw some problems up on the board and just have you talk me through it. I know the ALDs by memory. My ability to people is terrible, but I'm pretty smart. Last time I was tested, it was 138. Now, IQ is all biased and all that kind of stuff, but I'm fairly intelligent. I just can't people worth a damn. Like, social interaction, ew, weird. I can throw problems up there and I know what you know and I can record that. You don't have to have the piece of paper in front of you. We can do different things to assess if you need that. Oh, no due dates. You know how many times I've gotten that text at 10:30 at night from the volleyball girls saying, we just got on the bus, I ain't doing my homework? Don't. I worked a late shift last night. I didn't get off until 11 o'clock. Don't do your homework. Go to bed. I'm sick. Rona got me. Cool. Do all of your other classes before mine, because I know that the other teachers aren't going to be as forgiving. Every class of mine you missed, on YouTube. Do it when you can. But there's a catch to it. After 3 weeks, if you still haven't done it or talked to me, I'm going to assume you're just not doing it. Then I'll put in the zeros. Okay? And I know you got to do it at some time. Math scaffolds. You've all been in the class, right? Where you miss one class, and even though you kind of get what's going on, you mostly get it. Don't you, for the rest of the chapter, feel like you're chasing the bus? Things are just a little off. I know that you have to do it eventually because math scaffolds. If you do not do chapter 4, I guarantee you cannot do chapter 5. I guarantee it. So I provide you with that flexibility. I also ask for that flexibility in return. I'm a horrible procrastinator. I will have all of your daily work written down physically in my gradebook without things on campus for 3-4 weeks at a time. And then just out of nowhere, I'll dump it all in. I need to be better about that. That is on me, not on you. Okay? Also, don't check campus all the time. Don't be that kid that's always refreshing. Don't tell your parents to back off. Whenever I update grades, I send it out on Remind. Not only do I say, hey, grades are updated, I also send you one of those cute little bar graphs that show you how the class is doing. So you know where you stand in relation to everyone else. Okay? So, there's all that stuff. Cumulative final, daily quizzes, blah, 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 blah. All right. Good Samaritan option. Extra credit is profanity in my room. I despise it so much. Extra credit is artificial grade inflation. You all know the class where you can have no idea what's going on, but because you brought in Kleenex, dressed up for homecoming, and made a bowl of chili and said it's from Mexico, now you have an A. You know the class where you don't actually have to know what's going on. You can fail test after test, but somehow you still have an A or a B in it because of all the extra credit BS. That has nothing to do with your information. That has nothing to do with your proficiency in the material. So I don't do extra credit. A bunch of you are going to come to me probably around the midterm and quarter marks when Spartan time's an issue and say, how do I get my grade up? And I'm going to say, what deity do you believe in? Start praying. Like, it's not just miraculously going to show up because you did an extra paper, because you turned in this. No. Your grade just rolls along, quiz after quiz after quiz. If you don't like where your grade is, are you engaged in class? Are you asking questions? Are you asking questions on Remind? It's a tutor in a pocket. Y'all, if you're working on your homework at 9:30 at night, you don't know how to do number 31, you take a picture of number 31 and you send it to me and say, I'm stuck. If I'm conscious, because I got to get up at like 5 to make sure kids are ready and get to school and all that. If I'm conscious, I will answer. If I'm not conscious, I'll answer in the morning when I wake up. If one kid texts me a question, I'll scribble on it, send it back to him. Another kid asks me the exact same question. Cool, I'll just send you what I sent them. A third kid asks me the question. I know this is a problem. I'm going to make a YouTube video real quick and I'm going to send it out to the whole class. It's a tutor in a pocket. Use it. Something's changed. Like the whole faculty has talked about this, particularly math department, where 5 years ago, I used to sit down for dinner every night and my phone would just ba-ding, 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 people doing their homework, asking questions. It was beautiful. Now, I'd be lucky if I get 2-3 questions in a week from the entire class. Kids just don't want to ask anymore. I want you to. Well, I don't want to look dumb. I have PTSD from that sound. I hear that sound and I am 8 years old sitting in the principal's office and mom is coming down the hallway. Oh boy, here we go. Like, just to let you know, people can alter their behavior. I was the kid who was kicked out of class so often my mom almost quit her job. I was in the principal's office before lunch the first day of kindergarten because Jen tripped me, so I threw her into that coat rack that's bolted on the wall. Senior year, I'm at a gas station, and I hear behind me, "You!" It's a girl I haven't seen for like 6 years. Shauna Warnke. Like, hey, I haven't seen you forever. How's it going? You know what's still here? And she shows me the scar on her clavicle from when I chased her down from behind like a hyena and I bit her. I was that kid. All right? No. There's some that have been sealed records. So, all right. Artificial grade inflation does not mean anything about your knowledge. However, sometimes you're a good student. Just a good student. You are doing everything right. You are asking questions. You are blowing up my phone on remind. You are coming down during Spartan time. It is obvious that you are putting forth your best effort. So, for those kids, if you have shown some level of engagement, I'm not talking blood, sweat, and tears math. I'm saying you pop down maybe once a week before class starts and say, hey, can we go through these 2 problems? Like, I don't understand this at all. You ask me questions, I'll remind every now and then. If you have some level of engagement, you have 80% or better homework and note completion, you have held up your end of the deal. Cool. You go into the final. Whatever your grade is there, if you get a grade higher than it on your cumulative final, that's be busting your butt all semester, but you've had some struggles. You're going in, you're at a 84. You're like, it's like a B minus, I think. And like, my mom's a perfectionist and has no real, stop that. No. No. She tripped me on the merry-go-round, dude. If you go into that final with an 84, get a 93 on your final. Cool, you got 93 for the class. I want you to take everything that you just heard and think about any kid who said, no one can pass Sullivan's class. Half the class fails. No one gets A's. Are you starting to realize that they might not have given a damn? They might not have asked questions. They might not have talked to me. They might not have used their resources. Maybe they could have done more. All right? So, God, I hate day 1. Just blah, 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 blah. I really hate it. All right, so we get classroom, grading, assessment, there's stuff. Quote book. Yeah, sometimes I'm just going to pause what I'm doing, and I'm going to write down whatever you just said, because that's my retirement. I'm going to publish a book of all the stupid stuff y'all say, because it is funny. Some of them are pretty good. Mr. Sullivan, you want to hear my mating call? No? And then, like, does this noise like the mom making the dolphin sound in Luca. Like, just look them up when you're bored. Look them up in another class. Okay. Contact, that's all there. If you need to come find me, if your folks need to come find me, what else? Frequently asked. I mean, if there's something that I didn't say, it's probably here. Yeah, there's stuff. Current events, every now and then I'm going to send out an email blast to all parents and students through Campus Portal. This is just, hey, this is what's going on in class. This one was, I got a new website. Here's the links, go to these places. Okay? I think that's everything. I really hate day 1. God, my head hurts. So, 2 more, right? So, that's a lot of blathering. Talk to me, Goose. Any questions? I am brutally honest. Sometimes making it socially awkward. But any question at all? Like, do you got a feel for how the class is going to work? It's going to be pretty relaxed. Y'all, tomorrow, take advantage of it. You know how hilarious that would be to see 20 kids coming in here with Big Macs tomorrow? Go for it. Right? Because you got Maroon 3 for this class. Oh, yes.
So my schedule says that I have Maroon 2 for this class tomorrow.
Yeah, we're
Is that
doubled up, buddy.
well,
Wait.
you said it was no, never mind.
I thought this class was white 2, Maroon 3. Okay.
So our class uses
Yeah. Oh. I did not do that one. Just a reminder, I don't know what your plans are. Who in here is sophomore? Junior? Senior? Okay. So that means the majority of you as sophomores, you're still going to have to take a math your junior year. That is a requirement. You have to be aware. 60 gets you the credit for this class. 73 is a C minus. That is the minimum that you can have to move on to pre-calc. Because believe me, if you can't go from Algebra 2 to business math. Because it would be a giant waste of your time. Like, going from Algebra 2 to business math means I am just here to yank around and waste people's time. Okay, so after Algebra 2, you have the choice. You can either go to pre-calc, all of the stuff I just said, that's how I run pre-calc. You saw the grades for pre-calc, they're better than Algebra 2. Or college algebra. College algebra is basically Algebra 2.2. It's this class again with a little bit of trig functions and conics. That's it. Pre-calc is higher than college algebra. Okay? It's important noting. Are they just doing laps with a friggin' Clydesdale out there? What? Okay. All right. Come on. You leave this class with a 60, you get the credit. You leave this class with a 73, C minus, you get to move on to pre-calc. You leave it with a 76, there's a difference between C minus and C. Then you are still eligible, assuming all your other classes went okay, for the South Dakota Opportunity and Regent Scholarships. That's a lot of money for in-state tuition, and it is worth it. Our college is ridiculously expensive in this country. Take every penny you can get. However, after Algebra 2, if you are aiming for those scholarships, you have to know that the 4th year of math that's required, you either have to take pre-calc or college algebra and statistics through dual credit. Okay? So I just want to make sure everyone knows so you got kind of your plan. Too many kids try to rush through math because it's a status thing of look at me, I'm smart, I'm a sophomore in pre-calc. And then they're stuck being required to take dual credit classes they pay for, or they have to go into trig and calc. I just want you to know what your options are. Okay? More, or are we good?
We're good.
Everyone is on remind?
Yeah.
Okay, then you do have a homework assignment. No, I'm going to test you one. Text it. There's an X in there. I'm going to send all of you a link. The link is for those lame personality profile ones, right? I am huge into game theory, and the color pie is going to tell me more about you than you want me to know. So I'm going to send you a link. I want everyone to do, it's going to show you a bunch of words, and it's word association. How much do I identify with this word? If you don't have a good vocabulary, have a dictionary app out. Because if I ask you for ambiguity, do you know what that is?
No.
Okay? It means not clear or precise. I'm going to send you the link. Do the 50 word, it gives you options. Don't do 25. Do the 50 word default personality quiz. Send me your results on Remind. That's it. That's your homework. It's something fun that I like doing. I get to know a little bit more about kids. If you're interested in what your results mean, wander on back. And it's also fun to guess other kids in the class what they come up as. Tell you right now, if any of you come out as blue, black, red, Grixis, you're a serial killer in training. Just saying. Blue, black, red. Blue is done with a U because black is already B. So, anyway, I'm going to send that out to everyone on Remind. Just send me a screenshot of your results. Okay? And if what is in campus is not correct in terms of name, pronunciation, pronouns, or gender, tell me. Because our school is notoriously bad at acknowledging anyone's personal freedoms. Unless it comes to the ones that they want. It's my freedom! Oh, you